Top 10 Miss World head-to-head challenge from Asia, Oceania and Europe. This was probably the most difficult task for me because in Team Asia and Oceania, there were really powerful speakers, influential, aspirational, with outstanding speeches. So I had about top 15 from Asia, even though for this video I can only have 5 candidates. Meanwhile, I was slightly disappointed with Team Europe, despite being from the country of the reigning Queen, Czech Republic, and also they have the highest amount of contestants with 33 contestants, -1 since Miss England withdrew from the competition. That's a whole different case, but we had 32 from Europe. I felt a lot of them looked quite disinterested. There was no energy. It felt quite cold-hearted, so it lacked the compassionate warmth of the Asian contestants. Miss France shared a personal story when she went through a very heartfelt, inspirational moment and a very vulnerable stage in her life when she went through pediatric cancer operation, which every time I hear a personal story like this, it touches my heart. It's extremely inspirational and very moving, and I cannot imagine being in that place. So for me, hats off to Miss France, Miss Somalia, and other contestants who went through really terrible situations, but they have overcome those, and I'm really happy that she is in the Miss World stage. Talking actually in terms of communication skills, average, it was nothing outstanding. Maybe because she spoke in English, and she's a French native speaker, so I wish she had spoken her native language instead of speaking English. She did give us disclaimer in the front at the start, but I don't think that was necessary. She could have just spoken in French, use an English translator, as that would have made it a much more smooth speech. For me as a viewer, I did not really understand much of this speech because there was a lot of emotions going, a lot of crying, so the actual content was great, but the delivery of a speech, it left me wanting more. I felt, okay, she's crying. What's next? So it lacked the power, the dynamics, the delivery of the impactful message that she had. Miss Germany talked about breaking the old stereotype, which is done by ignorance by the older generations. I'm really happy that it was a beauty queen. It was a really refreshing topic to talk about, especially right now after the Trump administration. A lot of people are being so ignorant. So I'm really happy to see a beauty queen at the Miss World stage talking about the importance of acceptance, inclusion, and educating people, because ignorance is learned through generations, and the only way we can break those stereotypes and the stigmas is through educating people. She has gained global perspective about the world while living in many different countries for the past 10 years, while educating people and also having a deep, meaningful connection with the local people. That has developed her a worldwide perspective, and I think that is a great way. In order for you to learn anything about other people's culture, do not just go to internet. That is great for the surface level education of research, but in order to fully grasp what happens in that culture, you have to travel to those countries and gain access and learn from the local people. That is the best way forward. So I think that was a really good tip that she gave. I liked the speech because it was quite straightforward, to the point. There was no sugarcoating, using embellished words to make it look refined, elegant, perfect, none of that. It was just quite candid and genuine. So I really liked Miss Germany's speech. I thought it was quite compelling, realistic, and personable to her as a person. So Miss Estonia had a quite confidence, and after winning the sports challenge, the fast track event, she has gained that boost in momentum and has lit the fire on her body, as she did a great job combining her speech with innovation, technology, and fitness as part of a Beauty with a Purpose project. Being an athlete, you need to have a good mindset, vision, and sportsmanship, and those are the characteristics, attributes, and qualities that Miss Estonia takes with pride. I think that is a good mindset to have, not giving up in your dreams and just going forward despite any circumstances, any situation or environment. I think that is really good. I respect a person who, yes, sometimes there are quite struggles, but if you move forward, you said, you know what, I'm going to chase after my dream and I'm going to go for it despite the hardships that I have to face or the hurdles that I have to jump through. And that is exactly what she did. Miss Estonia is using her strength of IT background to make applications to help the Estonian women in living in difficult circumstances. So I think that was a really good speech. Moving to number 2, I have Miss Ireland. Maybe it's the Irish charm, but I really like Miss Ireland's personality. She's so likable, so bubbly, just cheerful. She built schools in South Africa, and she also traveled to Syria and India, where she learned so much about herself. So it was a spiritual awakening for Miss Ireland. She had the right balance of being authentic while sharing information about a social project. I got to know a little bit more about Miss Ireland. I got to know who she is as a person while being authentic and sincere. I think Miss Ireland could be the frontrunner from the Europe continent to the blue Miss World crown. So what do you think of Miss Ireland? Let me know in the comment section. My personal favorite from Europe goes to Miss Wales. I think she is a jack of all trades. She wears many different hats, from being a shy teenager to a really confident, empowered woman. As a doctor, she's helping save millions of lives, and while promoting and advocating about social issues like knife crime, which is a big problem in the UK, especially in England and Wales, where she comes from. So I'm really happy that she's providing her medical knowledge. Her medical workshops has saved many people's lives, as she had a powerful speech with conviction, courage, determination to help the vulnerable people. I think Miss Wales could be a dark horse in this competition, especially in the Europe continent, as she has made a phenomenal performance through the head-to-head challenge, which made her stand out. And I'm watching out in Miss Wales because she has an incredible profile and a background. So I think there's much more to offer from Miss Wales. Moving to Team Asia and Oceania, there are plenty of great options, great candidates to select to be in my top 5. So unfortunately, I can only pick 5 of you. So I've given 2 honorable mentions to 2 countries who I do believe they should be there, and I will not be surprised if they are additional members of the top 5 for the head-to-head challenge. In 7th place, I have Miss Sri Lanka. She's a very good, strong public speaker. She raised awareness about female hygiene in her country. I think Miss Sri Lanka is on the right track towards making a positive influence and impact towards the people of Sri Lanka, especially regarding the female hygiene. So I think she's doing a great job. Miss Malaysia, she reminds me of Shrishmita Sen, Miss Universe 1994 from India. She has this poise, grace, and elegance. Every time she speaks, I'm listening to who she is, and her message is also very clear with transparency. So I think Miss Malaysia could be a dark horse in the competition. I'm noticing slightly, unfortunately, she did miss out from my top 5, but I do want to give her appreciation and gratitude towards Miss Malaysia and Miss Sri Lanka. Miss Philippines shared about a personal story of growing up in a poor household in the Baguio city in the northern Philippines. Despite the struggles and the hurdles, she overcome those obstacles as a breadwinner of her family, and she quickly learned about the importance of being humble and the importance of giving empathy, kindness to the people. She has worked many different jobs to put food on the table for her family, and it shows leadership skills to lead her people towards victory and a bright future. As a civil engineer, she has created sustainable housing for underprivileged people. At the start, I had my concerns regarding Krishnan because she did not give a good answer during the Miss Universe Philippines, but over the past 2 years, she has made great improvement in her public speaking skills. I see a lot of confidence and strength in her voice. As an animal lover, I think her project is so relatable to me as a person because I have pets too. And I'm sure all the people watching this videos, if you have a pet, you understand how much love, care we give towards our pets, because they are our emotional guidance. They're there to help them when you're feeling low. So I personally felt her project had great meaning, and I think a lot of people should spend more time with pets because they are there for you when you need them. Quiet people have the loudest minds, and this is how I'll describe Krishna. She's humble, taking action, and showing gratitude, which makes her stand out in the Asia and Oceania. Miss Indonesia talked about providing access to clean drinking water. It is a simple project on paper, but she made a long-lasting effect on the people's livelihood living in this village, as water is essential for humans to survive. Her speech was smooth like water. It had a good flow to it. She has not only developed a small village, but her actions has made a long-life miracle for hundreds of Indonesian people living in the countryside. I think Miss Indonesia has a high chance to win Miss World Beauty of the Purpose this year, as her project has helped a lot of people. There's so much potential to her social work. Miss Thailand talked about a person journey of battling cancer at a young age, when she realized how privileged she has been with a supportive family besides her. Unfortunately, this is not the case for millions of people who lose the battle to cancer. Despite being soft-spoken, she has managed to express her story by helping over 10,000 Thai women by giving them access to free cancer screening. This is just the first step towards helping bring vision and development to cure cancer through her project Opal for Her. She's a sea, calm but so deep, as she appears to have quiet calmness on the surface level, but possesses complex thoughts of innovation and profound inner world. Number 2, Miss Turkey impressed me with a phenomenal speech about finding cure to cancer, as it has affected many people. As a doctor and a medical ambassador for the Beauty with a Purpose project, she's proving that beauty is about using her platform to raise awareness and inspire young women through every action you take to take control of their own health. Her efforts has reached international audience through digital platforms in collaboration with the Turkish Cancer Society, educating women about HPV infection and the cervical cancer. I think Miss Turkey is a dark horse in this competition. She has so much poise, strength, and her medical knowledge could be an essential tool towards victory as she possesses a world perspective. I actually think Miss Turkey has a shot at winning the Blue Miss World crown. What do you think of Miss Turkey? Because I noticed that she has one of the best profiles. Miss Turkey dominated the head-to-head challenge with her medical knowledge and her world perspective, added depth and professionalism as she stood out in the Team Asia and Oceania. Miss India has impeccable communication skills, and she has the best head-to-head challenge performance in my point of view, as she has so much courage, power, strength, and compassion. Her performance was suitable as a global ambassador to talk in important places like the UN. She has character, knowledge, and the perfect balance between empathy, compassion. Head-to-head challenge was a perfect opportunity to showcase outstanding public speaking skills. I think she has a bright future ahead in politics if she wants to join the government sector or the politics in India, as we need more diligent people with transparency, with the young power. I see a bright future for her in politics, and if she wants to serve the nation, I think working in the government is the best way to serve your country and the people. I think she has great vision to empower and uplift the people with special need in the country, as she gave dignity and amplify the voices of people living in the darkness. In my view, Miss India deserves to win the head-to-head challenge for Team Asia and Oceania. These are my top 10 favorites and standouts from the head-to-head challenge from Asia and Oceania plus Europe. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Who are your personal favorites? If you enjoyed watching this video, then make sure to hit the like button, click the subscribe button to see more videos like this. And if you have not already watched my part 1, where I talked about the Americas, Caribbean, and Africa, please watch that video, which is already posted on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys again in my next Miss World content.